Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the Edijester. How you doing, folks? Right, okay. Here, get comfortable. How's it going out there in the real world for a change? Right. So before we kick off, let's have a minute and a half of, or just under, of Trump being wonderful. Watch and thoroughly enjoy.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer. We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Go on then. Tell me that was marvellous. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Just extraordinary. That's what I like to see. Anyway, become a warrior teacher, subscribe, do the usual, blah, blah, blah. You know this, you know the score. Come and join us for April, because that's how I keep going. Want me to keep going? That's what you need to do. Now, today, I've got something interesting from Women's Rights Network, Derbyshire and Staffordshire. And this shows a very interesting letter that was sent by them to Highfield School, Matlock in Derbyshire, who are staging Everybody's Talking About Jamie for its summer musical. This is a play about a boy in drag. Drag is misogynistic. We wrote to the school to ask them to reconsider. Make no bones about it. Kids should not be involved in this stuff, right? For a number of reasons. Now, first off, drag, contemporary traditional drag in the pub, take your money. That's what the game is about. But this hinges more on queer performativity, and the problem is it introduces them to gender identity and all sorts of nonsense. So I share the concerns about the WRN Derbyshire and Staffordshire Women's Rights Network, as they've rightly put in their letter that they're writing on behalf of them, and they're talking about the stereotypical nature of it, the feminine gay boys and gay boys to dress in women's clothes is homophobia. This, and the focus on drag is in fact stereotypical, and it does dirty on gay men. I think it does. It's that simple. That's not to say I don't enjoy a good drag show. I do, but it's got to be good. There ain't many of them about these days. It's all the older guys that are good. New ones are just swat up and down like bloody clothes hangers, looking like twats with their big lips and their hair. That's queer performativity. It's just not on. So they've written, drag is misogynistic, and we wrote to the school and asked them to reconsider. Now, they then said, we were told to expect a reply to our concern by the 28th of February. We know that rehearsals have continued, and the 13-year-old boy playing the role of Jamie has been on school social media unboxing his red high heels. What are they doing? If he was playing the Widow Tranky, I wouldn't care. It's the connotation, it's what it's attached to, isn't it? That's it. Widow Tranky, don't give a toss, right? Not this. This is something else altogether. Modern drag reduces womanhood to a hyper-feminized caricature, promoting mockery rather than celebration, reinforcing sexism rather than challenging it. We consider this play unsuitable for children as it encourages stereotypes, something that should be discouraged in schools. It also encourages them to be adjacent to gender identity, ideology, and queer theory. Well, these kids aren't going to go home and search for who's in, All About Jamie now. Of course they are. It continues. Drag queens have always been about adult entertainment and should not be promoted in schools. We appreciate that drag has been made popular by programmes such as RuPaul's Drag Show on the BBC, but the content of some shows is highly inappropriate for children. And then they've got Jimbo the Clown, who mocks breastfeeding using whipped cream and giant prosthetic breasts. Millions of young teens watch this show and millions idolise these drag queens. There he is, making an absolute horse's patoot of himself. See what I mean? Again, just go, there you are. See? Look at the state of that. We are disappointed that the Highfield School Matlock, Derbyshire, has continued staging this play and not engaged with us about our concerns. To learn more about drag and misogyny, see our Women's Words blogs. Our concerns for girls remain. And then we got Billy Bragg, who said, thank you for tackling this then with them. And then Toothbrush Maestra. Toothy Maestra. Oh, what a surprise. East Midlands Educational Trust, which Highfields Matlock is part of, doesn't list the Equality Act 2010 protected characteristics correctly. Sex is omitted, so girls don't really matter. Yeah, it's always one, you get the other. This is an interesting thread. You can get the links in the doobers as usual. I put it in there because then obviously you can go and have a look and see what you think. So, all right, do your stuff. It continues again. There, as you see, the equality policy at East Midlands Education Trust. One of the actors starring in the UK tour of Everybody's Talking About Jamie. Let's hope none of the children at Highfields Matlocks look him up. Commenting on pornography, brackets, warning with graphic image. And this is KY Kelly, who says, I've been waiting for GC contents. You click on that link at your own peril. It's somebody fellating. There she blows. It's somebody fellating. Then Surfing Nana says, the problem we have is somehow drag has now been linked with trans and not a sex show, which it always been. Most drag artists I know live their lives as men, only put on drag as entertainment, always hypersexual, should never be allowed in school. Absolutely right, Surfing Nana, except, of course, linking it with because there's no such thing as trans. It's just all nonsense. How can any school think this play is suitable? Are girls in Highfield School Matlock so unimportant they can be mocked in this way? Drag is so sexist. Why would school and trust agree to this? Toothbrush Maestra there. Give your 2 pennies worth. And then NFGLG comes in. Terrible book, terrible script, and not suitable for this age group. That is what parents ought to know about. There are too many adult themes coming into school, and yes, it's grooming. Well, I'll leave you to make it your mind. You can go and have a look and see what you think, because obviously you will, as always, tell me in the doobers whether you think there's something going on here. But I'll reiterate it once more. Schools have no place introducing children to queer theory or gender identity ideology or any of this nonsense. It needs to stop. And it won't stop until parents come on board and really get going. I put together that parents pack, which is designed to disrupt. Forget the law. You just want to disrupt. Let's just cause trouble. It's time. So causing trouble should be the big thing for parents. You want to cause trouble? Download my pack, send the letter. That'll cause trouble. I promise you. Any problems? You can always get back to me. In fact, that's probably what should happen. When the school come back to you, you should go, you need to speak to this guy who knows his stuff. Can you imagine the head teachers having to deal with me on a Teams meeting I'd make them pay for? Yep, we're organising the meeting. How much is it? £199 per person. Come on, let's have some of your money. I am, of course, completely insane. But then you already know that, good people. I'm going because I fancy a bit of a fried breakfast this morning. So I'll see you later. You have a great day. Bye-bye.